What is going on, everybody? I am Dadbod. Tonight, I wanted to share some updates that we had on the mapper situation, so let's get started. So first, we've had over 200 mapping applications.
We've had over 200 mapping applications?
So the thing is, it's looking more and more like we're not going to be able to accept everyone, and some changes are definitely going to have to be made. Like, just the overall size of it is just not going to be feasible in a lot of cases. So we're going to go over some of the changes that we will be making, and please understand. All right, so two really big structural changes. This video is going up on the 9th of February. You have until the 11th of February to apply for the mapping position and any mapping captain role. We need to cut it off because if we let this go another 2 weeks, like, it could get even more out of hand. So this is your final warning. This video is going to be shared all over the place, so I hope you do see it. If you're interested, apply. The other main thing that we are changing that originally we wanted to keep in, but now we look at it and it's just not going to be possible, is mappers are going to be limited to one map per entry. So you got to make it count. Like, if we had, 200 people in and everyone made 4 maps, it just wouldn't, people's games wouldn't load. There were a lot of people who had issues with the spring collab, and that had way less maps. So we have to do something very different to accommodate for just the overwhelming amount of people that applied. So there's 3 main roadblocks that are really keeping us from accepting all 200 plus applications. The first is just the lack of mapping captains, people who are able to manage people. Because we don't want to give captains a really unhealthy workload, we have to find enough people who we think are going to be able to really excel in that position. The next is the need for playtesters. We need a ton of playtesters, and that's one of our weak points right now. So we're really looking for more of that. And then the last thing is we just don't know if this will work. Having that many maps in one pack, especially if you're not running like a really high-end gaming PC, may just not work at all. Like I said before, there were some people who had trouble running the spring collab, and we had 100 maps total with all of the extra stuff, the heart sides and everything in there. And we're essentially looking to double that, if not more, depending on how many people come in. So just, we don't know that part. That's a big question mark. The first 2 parts we can absolutely fix, and those positions are still open, and I hope you will apply for some of those. Playtesting roles obviously are going to be the most important, and it's what we need the most of, but it requires the most time from the person who is applying. So it's kind of a difficult thing. You have to find someone who's really willing to dig in and just get it going. I got to emphasize once again, too, if you think that your skill level is not adequate to be a playtester, you are wrong. We are looking for literally every skill level. We need the most beginner players. We need the most advanced, expert, insane players, and everybody in between. So do not be shy. Please, please, please consider applying to the playtester role. All right, so if you have applied for a mapping role, or you're about to apply for a mapping role, this is how the next week or 2 is going to look for you. You will get a DM from one of these fine folks over here, so make sure that you, if you're not friends with all of them, that you open up non-friend DMs for the time being. They will essentially reach out to you, ask a few more questions to kind of get to know you. That way we can, make this process a little bit easier. It's gonna take a while. There's not, set date for when we're accepting everyone to get in here. We're still in the early stages of planning, and with just the overwhelming response from all of you wanting to make a map, like, we want to get this right. So there's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a process. We're not going to just rush through this. We're going to take our time to make sure it gets done right. So once again, please be patient. We are working really hard to try to get all of this done and take care of it. There's just not a lot of people like on the core leadership team to reach out to and talk to 200 people to the extent that we want to, all at once. So it's going to take a little bit of time. So with that being said, that is all I have for you. Anytime new updates will come out, you will see it here on the channel. There is a playlist now, so you can follow that as updates come out. You can see them in the order that they were released. That way you can just kind of keep up to date with things. I figure that's probably the easiest way of doing it. And that is all we have. Until next time, have a great night.